Graphic designers love to talk about legacy. We spend all of our time studying the same 5 design agencies, right? We put agencies like Pentagram and Landor on a pedestal, like they're the only names that matter. But if you look beyond the big legacy agency names, you'll see some of the best work isn't coming from those agencies. It's coming from agencies like Koto. In just 10 years, Koto has managed to outmaneuver shops that have been around for half a century. Right? Today we're breaking down who Koto is, the project that put them on the map, or at least put them on my map, and why I believe they are currently positioned to take the throne from the design industry's biggest players. But before we get into it, I'm Ziggy the designer. I'm a graphic designer who's worked alongside some of the world's most recognizable brands, including United Airlines, Target, and Stanford University. If you want to understand the business behind design and branding, make sure to leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and of course, subscribe. Let's get into it. Design is all around us, so let's talk about it. Koto turned 10 last year. In design agency years, that's barely out of the toddler phase. The agency was founded by James Greenfield, Caroline Matthews, and Joey Roden, and their client list is a who's who of the world's biggest brands. We're talking about Amazon, Lyft, Microsoft, Google, and the list goes on. We're not even scratching the surface with that list. They've really dominated this space of working with digital first brands, right? That's their playground, that's their bread and butter, digital. Most legacy agencies are still trying to figure out how to make a logo look good on something like a billboard first, and then they'll try to shrink it down into an app, into those digital placements. Obviously, it doesn't work, right? Koto is doing the opposite, and they are succeeding because they were born in this era where a brand's digital presence is just as important, if not more important, than their physical presence. This is an agency that is selective, they're fast, and they've built a global footprint that spans across major cities like London, New York, and Los Angeles. And they haven't lost the edge of that small studio scrappiness. They move like a tech startup more than a traditional legacy design agency. And so let's look at their work, right? I'm raving about Koto. Let's look at their work. And the project that really forced the industry to pay attention was their work for Amazon. This was the Amazon rebrand that happened not too long ago. Rebranding a company of the scale of Amazon. I mean, they're the world's biggest retailer, right? This is usually a no-win scenario. It's a lot of corporate red tape and a lot of public scrutiny. I mean, I work in-house at a global Fortune 500 company. Believe me, I know this situation all too well. But Koto didn't try to tear down the house that Amazon built. They made the structure stronger. I love this work that they did. I love the custom typeface and the color palette. The colors just work so well in the digital world as much as it does on that cardboard box sitting on your porch. What I love the most, though, is how they took this behemoth of a company and gave it order. Amazon has so many sub-brands, right? Prime, Fresh, Music, and we're barely at the start of the list there. Koto brought all of those sub-brands together under a new cohesive identity. Anyone can design something that looks good. I mean, I can do it, you can do it, but to create organization through design, right? That is what separates, just the okay work from the great work. So we know they have the design firepower, but why does Koto matter? The reason Koto matters right now is because the agency landscape is about to have a massive power vacuum. Pentagram has been the industry's North Star for decades, but we have to be honest about how that agency is structured. Pentagram's power is tied to the individual stars who run their own teams in the agency. Remember, Pentagram is a co-op, right? And here's the thing, and I don't know why the design world isn't talking about this more, but once they're stars, once Michael Beirut and Paula Scher eventually retire, that agency's cultural relevance is gonna shift. It's unavoidable. It's gonna happen, right? And look, I've been studying this game for a long time. I have seen how quickly agencies can fall off. In the late 2010s, agencies like Character and Mother were the names on everyone's lips. Then Character got absorbed into Dentsu during that whole corporate restructure they had, and then essentially they don't exist anymore. Mother is still a great advertising agency. They still have great design prowess, but they just aren't the ones setting the pace or driving the conversation anymore. They just aren't as relevant in the design scene as they used to be. And agency land is just so unpredictable, and it is brutal. But Koto feels different from all of these, agencies that have, seen the highs and we just don't hear about them anymore. Koto is different. They found more success in 10 years than most shops have found in 40. I truly believe that when the design throne is up for the taking, Koto can make a legitimate run for it. But I want to hear from you. Does Koto's work actually move the needle, or do you think they're just the trending agency of the moment? Drop a comment and let's keep that debate going. If you want to see more real design commentary, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I've been Ziggy the Designer. If there are 2 things you need to know about me, it's that 1, I love graphic design, and 2, I'm very opinionated. I'll talk with y'all later. Bye-bye.